Welcome back to a new era, guys. It has been a minute, and actually within that minute, we have reached 500 subscribers. So thank you for that. And last time in the last video, I had mentioned that we're moving out. So it was actually the last time in that YouTube studio setup. And now we are situated in this new location. And I wanted to show you how you could transform your room into a really cool YouTube studio setup. So let's go. The first thing you guys need to know about this room is that I actually repainted the whole place. It used to be this ugly green color, and that was just not the move. So I decided to go with this dark gray and also bright white kind of split, just because it adds a lot more interesting contrast to when I film things in here, and I get a lot more options. This was also the first time I've ever painted a room before, so that was a really good learning experience. So the first thing that we are going to build in this YouTube studio is, well, my bed, because my YouTube studio is also my bedroom. I'm one of those people that likes to relax, chill, sleep, nap, and all that jazz in my workspace. I don't know if that's just me. Let me know if you do that too. Maybe I'm just a weirdo. Now that we're done with the bed, we can get into building out the studio section of the room. We're gonna have it against this back gray wall, and the first thing that we're gonna put up is my desk setup, my PC, because that is the workstation, and from that point is how I'm gonna design the rest of this wall. I'm gonna jump into some cable management now that I'm setting up my PC, and I thought this would be a good time to give you a quick tip, and that is to be strategic with the power outlets around your room. I like to always have at least one socket available if possible, preferably the top one, just because that's gonna give me a lot more open utility in the room if I wanna install something new, if I wanna move one of my aperture lights from one side of the room to the other without using a crazy extension cord. It just makes things a lot more easy. I've come across an issue, and that issue is that now that I can see how my PC setup looks against this wall, I'm not sure how I want to design this gray wall. So I'm gonna start with the sides. I know I want my charging station / gear wall set up on that side and the TV on this end over here. So we're gonna start by putting up the TV and a floating shelf, and hopefully that works out. I have another cool little tip for you. Let's say you've installed your floating shelf and you wanna see if it's level. Well, I guess you could also do this while you're installing your floating shelf, but you don't have the help of a leveler, right? All you need to do is grab a pencil, a pen, or whatever, put it on the floating shelf, and if it rolls to the left or the right, you know you have to make some adjustments, but if it stays still, you're good to go. And now, let's build out the charging station because I'm running low on batteries. This is probably gonna be the coolest new addition to the room, and that is on top of the charging station, I'm gonna add a floating gear wall. So basically, I'll be able to hang my drones, extra camera, extra lens, and things like that without having them all so packed on the floating shelves and the charging station. It's gonna look sick. We're gonna move away from the video side of the room real quick over to the front side of the room because I got myself another wall-mounted shelf. You can tell I kind of like keeping things up off the ground, and the reason for that is to keep my more day-to-day items that are not camera gear and stuff easily accessible. So that's gonna be like books, my notebooks, I don't know, maybe a cool charging station for my phone or whatever, things like that. Back over here on the video studio side of the room, I wanted to do a cool light design above the PC setup, and the way we're gonna do that is with these Nanlite Pavo tubes. So I have 4 of these, and we're gonna have 2 on either side, and then in the middle, directly above the PC, I wanna make a cool nano leaf design that's gonna basically just light up the room. Now that we have everything built out, all that's left to do is to place things where they belong. Let's get to it. After many shirt changes, we have finally finished this YouTube studio setup. Now, there's still a lot of little touch-ups I'm gonna do, and maybe in the future change out some furniture so all of this matches a little bit better, but I'm happy with how it's began, and hopefully it inspires you a little bit for your creative space. Now, don't forget to like and subscribe. We're back on the YouTube grind, and I will see you a lot more often than you think. Take care.